How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Monsters. This is Season 2, Episode 8, and this one's entitled The Demons. It originally came out November 19th, 1989, and was directed by Scott Alexander. The episode stars Richard Moll, Jeff Silverman, Karen Hensel, Mustillo, and Eddie Deezen. And oh my gosh, this episode. If you guys like silly and wacky episodes with actors running around and being all silly, you guys might like this one, but to be honest, actors just making goofy noises and dancing around in front of the camera, this episode was super cringy and hard to get through. Like, for real, Monsters, I am getting so tired of these comedy episodes. Can we please just be serious for once? The episode, it opens with wacky music following this wacky character through this set. And you can tell, it kind of thinks it's Beetlejuice, but it's really not. And the thing with the music is it is wacky and silly carnival music. It's over the top. But when it's not there, and when you have to listen to these actors be silly without the music, oh my gosh, is it even worse. There's a scene where he's doing the ritual, and he's jumping and dancing around, and it is so cringy and painful, and halfway through the episode, he starts to make random noises, and it's not funny. It's so bad, and I really don't like it. Maybe some people, if this type of humor is up your alley, maybe you'll get a kick out of it, but honestly, Monsters has been bombarding me with these wacky episodes lately, and this has been the worst in a while. Now, I will say, after about the halfway point, the episode does get a little bit interesting. They play up the concept when they introduce this other character, and I really am like, wow, okay, they could have done something here. If they had just taken the concepts introduced in the second half of the episode and made it this fun little episode, this puzzle involving different characters trying to get their own thing and digging it down even deeper, that was a really good idea, and I wish they had expanded the second half, but as it stands, we wasted so much time on this first half. I'm not a huge fan of this one, and again, maybe it is some people's cup of tea, but oh my gosh, I hope Monsters get serious again pretty soon, because this is getting a little painful. Whatever though, in order to analyze it further, let's talk a bit about the specifics. I'm gonna analyze the plot. I'll be avoiding the end bits, so no major spoilers, but let's go ahead and dive in a little deeper. We open up with this sorcerer guy, and he's on another world, and he's doing a ritual, and he's the super silly character I alluded to earlier. He's got this big head, and I mean, props to doing a makeup job, but he looks like one of those weird SNL characters that would have scared me as a kid. I don't like this. But anyway, he goes and he starts performing his ritual, and he's running around getting the ingredients, reading them from a spell book, and he doesn't have one of the ingredients, so he just substitutes it with something kind of close, and oh boy, this trope gets me. Okay, you have them doing a ritual, and I get reading and checking from the book, but I hate it when they're these sorcerers, and they reading from the book as they're doing the ritual for the very first time, and I'm like, you didn't read the spell before you started doing it? How do you know you're going to have all these super specific ingredients? And when he substitutes something, he's like, oh, surely that would work. Why in the world would that work? If it's not the right thing, it's not going to do the right thing. Frustrating scene. Whatever. We move on to the main character, and that's this guy. He's an insurance salesman. He's a clear knockoff of Louis Tully from Ghostbusters, but not near as good. And he only cares about insurance, and he'll be talking about that the whole time. And the joke is his wife doesn't like it because that's all he talks about. It's a bit. It's better than dancing around and making stupid noises at the camera, but not great. But wouldn't you know it, because the wizard messed up his spell, he accidentally summons this guy. kind of funny to see Hem as what appears in the pentagram, but, you know, whatever. But he demands some draz from this guy, and of course, because that's an alien word, he doesn't know what it is. And, you know, you could just say that's an alien word, I don't know what it is, but then we wouldn't get to say draz, and apparently just saying one silly word is super funny. Yeah, whatever. There is a bit during the scene where the clever writing starts to come into play, like when he says, "Oh, you're a demon, therefore you lie, and I can't trust you," and then that's the reason why he can't convince him with a rational argument, is because demons are known liars. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit clever. And also the fact that he's an insurance salesman and he pretends that hell is like a bureaucracy, and he starts to use these insurance-based techniques to buy himself more time and get more out of this. Like, oh, the devil, he's a meticulous guy. He's gonna want you to do this exactly right. But he basically is going to try to get this draz stuff as his special demon wish for capturing a demon, which you think would be more like a genie than a demon, but whatever. But when the guy weasels his way into some free time, he does come up with an interesting plan, and when you see what his plan is, and then in turn the twist on his plan, the episode does have a fairly interesting concept, and I wish that the layers that we get to in this concept were like a bunch more, because this is so much more interesting than anything that came before this, and I wish it was what the whole episode was about, and not the last, you know, third or a half or something. Overall, it gets to a kind of interesting place, but we just spent so long doing such dumb, base humor, and I've seen so many humorous episodes from the show lately. I'm really hoping we get some serious episodes soon. It's a little hard to stick through. That's why I'm so glad that last episode wasn't silly. So here's to see what we have in the future. But this one was just a tiny bit painful, and I hope we get better. But whatever. I'm not the biggest fan of this, but maybe if your style of humor lines up with this, maybe you'll like it, but not for me, let's just say that. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Monsters playlist. If you guys want to see me talk about more episodes of the show, you should be able to find them there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.